All right, guys, I think we are live. So, like I said, I want to, make a live video, live interaction with some of you guys on a regular basis. So, here is this week's live video. Let's see how many of you guys are actually in the chat right here. How do I actually minimize this to take a look? Okay, so I see that you guys are in. There's 14 of you. Basically, I want to talk about prismatic evolution because, everyone is looking forward to prismatic evolution. Hey, Mr. Sam, nice to meet you. So, there isn't much of a theme. Well, there's a theme. The theme is prismatic evolution, but then, it's nothing interesting there's nothing too interesting that I'm going to talk about. So, first of all, I want to actually start off with letting you guys know about Evolving Skies. So here are actually two auction listing that was actually mine. So I've sent in some of my booster boxes for auction, for consignment. And these two boxes were sold on December 18th and, it was not paid for. So what they had to do was they had to relist them again. And just today, it was sold at $3,000 US for two. So what we're looking at is that many of these booster boxes are rapidly rising in price, and for things that actually have a booster box, the booster box is obviously doing a lot better than the booster packs. If you guys can see that the Evolving Skies booster packs is actually selling at around $18 a booster pack. And here's the thing. When we're looking at booster packs versus booster box, the booster box is usually the collectible item, whereas the booster packs are the things that people are opening. And in this stream, what I really want to talk about is the booster packs. And to really see whether Prismatic Evolution booster packs are really worth buying. And let's take a look at some numbers here. So the Evolving Skies booster packs, a lot of 36, is selling for around $18 each, whereas the Hidden Fates is doing a little better, $21. Prismatic Evolution, very, very strong for a set that have yet to be released, around $13.58. And even our favorite 151 is only doing at around $8 US. So I think that Prismatic Evolution, how I would look at it is, where are you going to put this booster packs? A lot of people right now is saying that, hey, don't FOMO, everything is going to be okay. There's going to be a lot of these products. But to be very honest, I simply don't think that the price is going to come back down anytime soon. And for me, for this channel, I like to look at things in the long run. And how long is long run? Well, let's take a look at Hidden Fates. Okay, 4-5 years time, $21. Evolving Skies, $3 or $4. 3 or 4 years ago, $18. Now the question is, how long are you guys gonna hold Prismatic Evolution for? If you think that Prismatic Evolution is better than Evolving Skies, then I think $13.58 is a good buy. But if you think that it is going to be worse than 151, then obviously it's not going to be a good buy. So, but here's the thing. What I do believe is going to happen. Hey, Iron. So yes, this is what's going to happen. I'm just going to tell you guys my bold prediction about what's going to happen on Prismatic Evolution. So we're around 1 week away from the release of Prismatic Evolution. And when Prismatic Evolution is released, everyone is going to rush and open single packs. Now, when they open single packs, they're going to rip open Elite Trainer boxes, any products they can get on to get these single packs. The key idea is to rip the Umbreon, send it to PSA, get it graded, and get it listed on eBay for auction. Now, many of these evolutions will definitely do very well. Yes, I am streaming at 3 a.m. Yeah, many of these evolutions will do very, very well in auctions, especially the first few weeks. And the price will continue to go up because people are seeing that, oh my God, these are the real prices. You know, if I get my hands on these stuff, you know, I can open it and flip it. And that's going to be the mentality for the entire month. I'm pretty sure, you know, up to maybe mid to late February, everyone is trying to get it. And it's going to be very chaotic because I think Walmart has said that some items would be delayed. And I'm pretty sure everywhere around the world, products will be delayed. And because of the delay, some people will get it earlier, faster than others, and others will not get it as quickly. And because of that, the demand will continue to remain high. We're not going to get a huge amount of booster packs or even single cart flooding the market. So it is very, very unlike the Japanese card market, where, you know, at release, single card prices are high and they will drop back down. For Prismatic Evolution, I do think that the price will hold up for another month or so before it drops down. Maybe when the bundle hits in March, that wave, price will drop back down. But I just don't think that Prismatic Evolution is going to drop back down anytime soon. Rick, have I seen the opening on Whatnot? No, I haven't, but I've heard a lot of people making videos saying that the pull rate is going to be really bad. But if the pull rate is really, really bad, that means the set is really, really good. You know, I mean, Evolving Skies had a bad pull rate. Look at it now. So I don't think pull rate actually does anything. You know, I'm worried if it has an easy pull rate, to be very honest with you. Having a hard pull rate means that this set is even going to be harder and more expensive. I've seen over 1,000 pack ripped and only 1 evolutions. IR was pulled. Now here's the thing. I do believe that, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know if these packs could be weighted or something along that line, but you know, it doesn't feel like that. I mean, to be very honest, I have to watch the stream because I expect that there are like 20 SAR in the set, and because of that, you know, it's just a matter of probability. You know, how many packs you have to open to get an SAR, and the evolutions are one of these SAR. And then here it says, hey, collect. If Prismatic gets too expensive, people will flock back to Terrestrial Festival. Yes, definitely. And I am actually seeing a lot of buyout in single Terrestrial Festival single cards. A lot of Japanese websites, you know, they don't have the near mint copy anymore. I think a lot of people are shifting towards the Japanese side of things. But what a lot of people are not telling you is that the Japanese side of things isn't that strong right now. I mean, the local demand in Japan is still relatively low, but it is just a lot of people from the West. I mean, from the West as in like from the US, from the UK, they're buying out a lot of Prismatic Evolution. And another thing that is interesting is the Chinese cards. There is a lot of interest in Chinese cards. And I think that, you know, as the Japanese and English gets more expensive, Chinese cards will be next. Okay, people will flock over to Chinese cards. So it's going to be a crazy year. It's going to be a busy year for me. But hey, it's part of the game. Any thoughts on Journey Together? Now, here's the thing. I honestly think that Trainer Pokemon is a gimmick, and this is what I think. ProLift. I think Journey Together is going to be overly hyped at first, and then people will realize that it is not anything special, and it will drop right back down in price. And because of this, the next few sets with Trainer Pokemon will be quite dead. You know, people are not going to want them, and there will be a lot of stores that overpredict, or a lot of reseller people that overpredicts on the popularity of Trainer Pokemon, and they're gonna get burned. And a lot of these will flood the market. No one wants it until later on people find, hey, Team Rocket set is back. And when the Team Rocket set is back, everyone will start to look for these partner Pokemon again. So basically, I do believe that in the next half year, we're going to get a very, very fast cycle. You know, at March, a lot of things is going to crash back down. And then, you know, before the release of Team Rocket, things will climb back up again. So it's a pretty much of a roller coaster. That's what I believed. It's going to happen. And these are just my personal thoughts. You know, it might never occur, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Journey Together will be a common set to allow people to build up the hype for the Rocket's return. I think it won't be that calm at first, but then it will calm down. I'm pretty sure. So that's that. Meanwhile, everyone is going to look at Prismatic Evolution. And what we're going to see is a stagnation of 151. 151 will stay flat for a while. So once Prismatic Evolution hits, 151 will be flat. Doesn't matter what blooming water, whatever stuff comes out, it's not going to cause any much changes in the 151. So 151 will stay in the stagnation phase. And then obviously when the black and white release comes out again, the Unova release, well, you know, people are going to look back at 151, blah, 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 blah. So the cycle goes on and on. But what I'm seeing is that, you know, people have very, very short attention span on certain sets, and only certain popular sets gets talked about. And when they get talked about, the price goes up. A lot of the Sword and Shield is getting a lot of love by a lot of content creator. You know, they're all making things like Fusion Strike, blah, 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 these sort of stuff. That's why those sides are going up. I mean, we are not seeing Cosmic Eclipse jumping up a lot. We're not seeing, I don't know, the earlier side of Sun and Moon climb up a lot. But an opportunity to look at is definitely going to be some Japanese high-class sets. There has been a lot of talk saying that the price are going up. And on eBay, it's been going up, but there's still a lot of supply available over in Japan that you can actually buy. And another set that I've always been talking about is Super Electric Charge or Supercharge Breaker. You know, the Japanese Pokemon Center sold out, restock, sold out, restock. And, you know, I've been getting restock notification for like the past, I don't know, 3 or 5 days saying that it's been in stock, out of stock, in stock, and out of stock. So I think that you don't have to panic for Japanese cards. And that's why I'm actually not ordering any battle partners yet, because the price is way too expensive right now. Do you think that the stagnation of 151 will lower graded price? Any focus on being shifted away from the set? Yes, I do believe stagnation of the 151 sealed products will cause the graded price to lower, because you have to understand that Blooming Water is a release, and with this current 151 hype in November, a lot of people open these 151 products and they've sent it in for PSA grading. And I'm pretty sure many people are not going to send them for like what, $39.99. They're going to send up from like $18 or the $14.99 special. And by the time those cards get back, everyone's attention will be on Prismatic Evolution. And so the large supply of those graded cards will cause some of those, especially the not so popular ones, to drop. I mean, Charizard will definitely hold strong in price, but you know, all the other ones are likely to drop much more significantly due to the supply. Do you think the Japanese 151 is out of print now? Yes, I think that Japanese 151 is out of print. I don't think Pokemon Japan is going to reprint 151 anymore. If anything, they are going to reprint sets such as Terrestrial Festival, such as the Battle Partners, or even Supercharged Breaker. But with that said, I do believe that the Japanese Pokemon side wants to keep some loose packs available for people to go and purchase at the Pokemon Center. So there will be some print run, but whether those print run will be available for a wholesaler, that's a different story. So what's the answer to the title of the video? Can we focus or ignore on the comment for now? Well, yeah, I think at the beginning of the video, I did say that Prismatic Evolution will be very, very popular, like no shit. And because of the chaotic and staggered release of this set, the price will remain high. It is very unlikely that we're gonna see things such as we're gonna see it similar to Surging Spark. Okay, so Surging Spark Seal products. We're gonna see it release at $150 a Elite Trainer box, and it's gonna remain at that price. And we're not gonna see it drop down, but we're gonna see it stagnate and then jump up, and jump up. People who are buying these boxes at 130 or 150, they're not likely to make a profit just by holding on to it, because I think that it won't go up that quickly. But a lot of them will be opened, and I think that the volatility comes in the single card. So I think that when you guys are thinking about investing in the single cards of Prismatic Evolution, be very, very careful. It is very likely that you're gonna buy at a high price. But for seal products, I think seal products are very, very safe. Every ripper needs to rip some Prismatic Evolution. And where do they come from? They're going to come from a lot of these seal products. So seal products would definitely be safe. But that's that. Single cards, I'm not going to touch on Prismatic Evolution single cards, except for, actually, there's one card that I'm actually looking at right now. This one. The EV promo from the Prismatic Evolution Elite Trainer box. I do think that if the price of this card drops down to maybe $20, $15, I would buy it, because I don't think Pokemon will actually reprint Prismatic Evolution Elite Trainer box. I know, right? That sounds crazy. But if you think about it, what is more profitable for Pokemon? If you were to print something, if you were Pokemon, okay, you wanted to print some product so that the Prismatic Evolution packs gets to more people, what are you going to print? Are you going to waste money printing Elite Trainer boxes? Or are you going to, just pump out, I don't know, bundles, or pump out things such as a sticker collection or something like that? What is cheaper? Look at 151. If it was cheaper to reprint 151 UPC and Elite Trainer box, Pokemon would have done it. But instead, they printed Blooming Water, which is just essentially a big box with a lot of packs inside. Same with Kento Power Collection. Same with the Sky and Moon things. So Elite Trainer box is actually quite safe. If Pokemon cared about profit, they would be reprinting all the sets, including Evolving Skies a while ago. They do care about profit, but they also have to be realistic here. Yeah, it's too long. People, there's no point. Pokemon actually doesn't really care about the secondary market. The primary market, or the focus, is what is being released right now. I think that the Japanese singles are the play for now. Yes, it is. I do think that, especially a lot of the Illustrated Rare or the ARs. Things such as your Drowsy, things such as your Eevee, like the AR EVs, the Raichu, those are definitely very, very affordable to get. Aging Crypto. Is the 151 PC ETB still undervalued? I think that there is some like a angel hollow thing on all the PC ETBs. Here's the thing. PC ETB is definitely going to be a collectible item. I personally don't like PC ETB because I can't buy it by a case of 10. I have to actually go and source individual boxes and things. And chances are you can't actually get it at distribution. So the starting price is a lot higher. That's why I don't usually talk about PC ETB. It is a good investment for individuals that does not have distribution access and these sort of stuff. But at the same time, yeah, long-term wise, it holds value, but you can't actually accumulate a lot of these products. Hidden Fate's regular ETBs are 300 plus. I don't think people remember. Yes, people don't remember that. That was at the beginning of COVID. I think Hidden Fate's ETB went up to 300. Pokemon said, hey, we're going to reprint the Hidden Fate's ETB. That actually caught me by surprise. I had the same analogy. I thought they're not going to print ETB because they're more expensive. But they did. And I think after that, they didn't actually reprint any ETB for any other sets. So I think that, that time was a one-off thing kind of thing. Not saying they don't care about profit, but their number one concern they would not reprint Evolving Skies. I mean, I can't think of any decks that needs cards in Evolving Skies to play. I actually think it's even out of a rotation already, so I don't think they're going to print any of them. Yep, someone opened 900 packs and only got very little SAR. I would say wait. I mean, today I actually FOMO, and I actually bought around 72. Yeah, I bought 72 Prismatic Evolution booster packs on pre-order locally. So I'll see. I'll be definitely opening some cards, and let's see if it's true or not. Prismatic is going to be rough, yes, and I think a lot of people is going to also start having a lot of negative sentiment about Pokemon cards. Some people will quit, definitely. But the current market tells me that a lot of them are finding alternative languages to collect. I mean, if you look at Crystal Collects or all the other different types of language, and even when I was selling a lot of the traditional Chinese boxes, there were a lot of inquiries. So I think that, different languages is going to be quite interesting. People are going to be more diverse. They're less going to be focused on Prismatic Evolution for what we call lower end collectors, right? Or collectors that are just starting off. So I think that there is so many levels in Pokemon that makes it interesting. There's just so many opportunities. But what we're seeing is that a lot of the current content creator, the current so-called investment play, a lot of them are just focused on the English side of things, which makes sense because the English side of things people cared about and, it's the fastest moving. But, if you want to make short-term play, there is a lot of opportunities in other products, such as Chinese, such as Japanese. Thoughts on wall stud finder cheat video on... Oh, is it that thing where you can use like a pipe thing to the metal detector thing? Well, here's the thing. Yes, you can find a holographic pack. You can find a full art pack, but whether that full art is a worthy full art, is it an expensive full art? I don't think that's gonna matter. People have been doing that ever since base set with the foiling. Do you think SAR cards in Japanese will be a lot more expensive in 2 weeks? Wow, Lyra, that's a very specific question, and the answer is yes. The simple answer is yes. A lot of the SAR in Terrestrial Festival, we're going to see a rise in price. Even though there is a lot of them available, but at things such as Cart Rush, we're seeing a lot of them being sold out. I was going to make a video on it, but everything was sold out, so the price wasn't updated. But fun fact, the Umbreon SAR is finally more expensive than the Master Ball Umbreon. So I think a lot of the Japanese cards is going to start moving up in price. And this happened a few years ago with Shining Fates, these sort of stuff. When people thought that, hey, English cards are too expensive, then what do? They go to Japanese. And then they would rationalizing that Japanese is the better quality, blah, 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 blah. Which to a certain extent is true. But you also need to understand that from the current history, from the current market, Japanese will always be a little bit below the English in terms of investment. I mean, look at EV Heroes. EV Hero didn't move much, whereas Evolving Skies is skyrocketing. But when those other sets starts to move, the Japanese market tends to lag behind. So things such as battle partners, you know, people are rushing into it. That's why it's pre-selling for like 80, 90 US dollar a booster box, which I think is way too expensive. They're going to reprint this, and I don't feel comfortable in buying it at that price. Yo, CP, Battle Partner went up for pre-order earlier on the Iona promo. Did you manage to get the order in? I got it in on the first round, so I don't think that they'll allow me to get it in again. So yeah, that's why I didn't even try. Anger, you said, luckily many languages are printed in Japan. Yes, a lot of the Chinese language, both simplified and traditional, is printed in Japan, and it has the English back. And to be very honest, the quality is really good. Look at the 5th anniversary collection Pikachu. You know, almost every card you send in is a PSA 10. So yeah, that's the good thing. Thoughts on price and prediction of CZ packs? Krang Zenith definitely is. It's going to be stable. I think that it's going to be stable, but at the same time, I don't think people's attention is on CZ. The only reason why a lot of the Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, you know, era cards went up is because after Surging Sparks, a lot of people came back into the market. You know, they hear about Prismatic Evolution. They anticipate about Prismatic Evolution. And, you know, Prismatic Evolution was announced like 2 months ago, and we have like a 3-month wait until getting our hands on Prismatic Evolution. So what do people do in that 3 months? You know, they're not just going to sit around and just, you know, enjoy Christmas. They're going to look for opportunities. And like I said, even though I said cash is king, if there's no investment opportunity, hold on to cash. People won't do that. People can't sit still. They all have ADHD. So what they're going to do is they're going to buy things. They're going to speculate. So that's why we're seeing huge movement of many booster packs and booster sets. Now, Krang Zenith is definitely going to be one of those sets that, you know, people are hyping up right now because there's no other opportunity. But when Prismatic Evolution comes out, when Battle Partners come out, I think that we're going to see some stagnation in many of the Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield era sets. You know, people just don't have the interest nor the money to focus on those sets. CP312, Umbreon has already gone up in the past few days. Yep, Umbreon, I know. I've been watching that card. Is moving. I waited 5 hours in the queue and didn't get in. Yeah, I mean, I think that they actually wrote an email saying that, you know, things will be restocked on the 7th and blah, 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 blah. So, you know, everyone got the memo, so that's why it's harder to get in. Some of my folks were able to get the BB again in the 2nd round. Ooh, that's good. That's good. I mean, yeah, I got it in the 1st round, so I don't think they'll allow me, so I didn't even try. PC Japan might still cancel their order. They might be more strict with the address and number of orders you put in, the account, the credit cards, you know, these sort of stuff, if things becomes too hype. Stream Leak, CHR soon. Yes, I do think and I do expect Dream Leak or Cosmic Eclipse to spike up soon, especially when we actually reach closer to the trainer sets. I think Dream League will spike up first because, you know, the Japanese set is going to be released on January 24th. But after that, you know, as we reach closer to March, Cosmic Eclipse will pop in price. Yeah, so that's that. I think that there is huge amount of opportunities. Let's see what else. Any rumors of reprints? None. Actually, I've been asking around. Terrestrial Festival, ever since the restock on December 26th, the price have gone up. You know, I mean, today I think the buy price in Japan was like what 12,000 yen or something like that. So yeah, it's only been going up. Question: after a large 151 reprints, just hits the Walmart and PC. Blooming Water drops the last reprints restock of. Yes, I think that Pokemon will move away from 151. I think 151 by now is like a 2-year-old set, and yeah, they're definitely going to move away from it. But here's the thing: do you guys really think 151 is better than Prismatic Evolution? I mean, for us older generation, we think 151 is better. But for the newer generation, it's all about Prismatic Evolution. It's all about EVs. So that's something that you have to consider. 151 also, I think 151, certain products like the UPC, like the ETB, would definitely do well. But other products, I think that it would just get ripped by reprint shipper, and that's pretty much it. And you need to understand that, I mean, in the long run, if you're really into it, you will be okay. Currently, if you guys know, my job is I tutor. I teach students, and those students I teach are usually in secondary school. And there's so many of them just opening cards. They tell me that they love gambling, they love cards. And whenever they go to Japan, they would send me a photograph and say, "Hey, collect Pokemon. Which set is good to buy? Oh, is this gonna be a good set? Should I open this? These sort of stuff." They are very, very comfortable in opening cards. And, after they open the 151 or whatever, they'll go to Pokemon Pocket, TCG Pockets, and they'll play the game. And so I have no concern about holding or sitting on a lot of these products. And even with Evolving Skies, like a lot of people are asking me, "Hey, collect Pokemon, did you sell out all your Evolving Skies yet?" The price is going up. It's really high. It's like $1,500 a box. And to be very honest, I am just slowly squeezing things out. I'm not even in a rush to sell any Evolving Skies products. I mean, I'm not rushing to sell any products. I think the last batch I sent off, I was selling some 5th anniversary, as well as I was selling some Kanto Power Collection, and I'm selling some sets of Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon VMAX box. Because I think that, I really want to get rid of those collection box and to really hold back onto the ETBs as well as the booster box. Would it be better to hold on to the bulk sealed products like lots of boosters, or to collect a few ETBs in case the set blows up like Evolving Skies? If you have limited fund and you're not sure which set is going to do really, really well, I think that you can buy one case of everything, and that would be fine. I mean, back then, I did buy a lot of Evolving Skies. I did buy a lot of Champions Path. But things such as like Paldea Evolve, or things such as Fusion Strike, these sort of stuff, I wasn't sure. Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, Silver Templates, I wasn't sure if these sets are good. So I just bought one case of each in terms of the ETB as well as the booster box. But of course at wholesale price. Let's see. Let's see what kind of dumb question. Sorry, I missed that one. Why will the set, I'm so sorry, maybe this question, but why will the set be so expensive? Lucas, which set are we talking about? The Deadly Haste. Do you think that the restock products last as long as 151? I don't think Prismatic Evolution will ever last as long as 151. It would just be gobbled up very, very quickly. And yeah. But to be very honest, Deadly Haze, I do think that for collectors, for players, for people who just want to open cards, they actually have a lot of opportunity with Prismatic Evolution. I mean, to be very honest, I think that a lot of the LGS, a lot of the card store are actually getting the short side of the stick, you could say. Because Pokemon knows that a lot of people want these products, they are definitely going to distribute a lot of them through Walmart, through for Walmart or the large retailer, and even bookstores. Some of them will have Prismatic Evolution products. So I think that for players, collectors, they actually should not complain. They could easily find these products here and there. I mean, I wouldn't say the word easily, but they can have a higher chance of finding them closer to MSRP here and there if they would just look and open their eyes. I think it's going to be very, very available here and there. I mean, could you get a lot of it? I don't think so, but definitely there will be some to go around at a affordable price. Are we expecting any limited edition products in the upcoming sets? Gymbox. I don't think that. I mean, yeah, I don't think that they're gonna make Gymbox again. I mean, it's just a little silly because they just have to throw in 2 booster box in it. But there might be things such as like a elite trainer box type in Japan, where there are some packs and there's some not promo cards, but like some sleeves, some boxes for people to buy. EV Hero Gym Box finally 1K. That's good. I've been waiting for that one to go up. Is it better to have more products of a set release over time, constant reprints, or fewer products from an investment? Is it better to have more products of a set released over time or constant reprint of a few products? I'm not sure if I understood that question, but for me, I think this is what I usually do. At release, if I think that set is good, I would buy a lot of them. I would buy a lot of them because I have cash lying around and I actually don't mind using those cash. I actually don't like to constantly buy over time because I know that from my experience, most of the time when you buy at release, that's the cheapest time, and that's also the easiest time in which you can get a large amount of products. After a few months after release, you have to deal with buying one case at a time, one box at a time, and it just gets very confusing. So I mean, usually what I would do is, for example, even Terrestrial Festival, at release I bought 13 cases of Terrestrial Festival in Japan, and I'm just going to keep that 13 cases, and I'm not going to be concerned or worry about if the price go up or go down in the next coming 2 or 3 years. Maybe 3 years later, I'll look back at the price to see if it is ready for me to sell, something along that line. And just like all the Evolving Skies, I still have 80 boxes of Evolving Skies booster boxes. I bought them all in the first print run, all at release, and basically I just leave it, let it sit there. I mean, there were times when it was like $400 or something. I sold a case or two. Back then I actually have more than that. I have like over 100 booster boxes. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would buy it at release and forget it. Christopher, hey, collect Pokemon. I was able to get a few cases of Prismatic Evolution ETB at $8.99 AUD, Australian each. That's good. I'm getting 5 next week. What should I do about selling or keeping them in the future? Now, Christopher, this is what I would do. I would actually wait until some YouTubers open some videos. I'm pretty sure they're going to open them early. And I'm going to get a gauge on the pull rates. And if it was ETB, I'm tempted to keep the ETB sealed than to open it. So I have ordered a lot of ETB as well, but I have ordered it very, very expensive. I've ordered some at like $70 US each, something along that line. I'm not going to open the ETB, but like I said today, I've actually bought some loose packs on pre-order. I'm going to open those for fun, and if I get a Umbreon, I would definitely send it in for PSA express grading, get it back, and just list it on eBay. Or even better, not getting it back and just listing it through through PSA on eBay. And I hope that I could flip some money that would cover the cost of my initial opening. So that's what I would do. But the ETB, I would just keep it sealed, let it sit. And I know some people are going to say, hey, collect Pokemon, would it be reprinted? If you're scared, once it hit $300, sell some, and the other ones you have are for free. So don't worry about it. Deadly Haze. Sorry, didn't mean to add an extra 2 in there. Low, it's fine. Saw some early openings of English PE. It seems the hit rate is rough. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have to really watch that video to comment on it. But it is likely that because there's so many SAR, the pull rate can be rough. I mean, why will Prismatic Evolution be so expensive? Why, Lucas? It's just a matter of supply and demand. I think that the demand totally outweighs the supply, and there's many other factors. I mean, every single YouTuber is making video on Prismatic Evolution, and everyone is telling me to just put the word Prismatic Evolution in the thumbnail, and I would get a lot of view. And because of that, in everyone's mind is this Prismatic Evolution, Prismatic Evolution, Prismatic Evolution. So, if you ask, if a person that is new to the hobby, they come and ask you, hey, Lucas, what set should I buy my kids? Everyone's going to say Prismatic Evolution. No one's going to say, oh, you should buy like Battle Style because it's cool. It just doesn't work that way. So, yeah. I have 0 boxes currently. Am I cooked? No, you're not cooked. I think that Pokemon Center in US will definitely restock some ETBs. They're going to limit it to 1 or 2 per person. I think you can still get them. And I think that, there are some products here and there in which you can get. I don't think you're cooked. If you missed out, then don't worry. There's many other opportunities. I don't think, you should be chasing it. I mean, to be very honest, I bought a lot of my Elite Trainer box, like I said, at $70 to $80 each. Even though I have access to distribution, distribution meant nothing to me. They only gave me like 5 or 10 boxes. So yeah, at distribution is $30 US, at MSRP is $50. But if you really want to invest, just buy it at $70, $80. But would I buy it at $130, $140, $150? No, Peep, I would not buy it at $150, to be very honest. I just don't feel comfortable paying 3 times MSRP for a product. I mean, any product, even if it was a really, really good product. If I was to do that, I would rather buy a single card that I like from the set, or I would just wait for another opportunity later on. But that's just me, and I am the minority, and I'm pretty sure, there's other people that says, I don't care, Evolving Skies at $1,000 US, buy it. I wouldn't, but other would. I ordered 36 loose pack of Prismatic Evolution at $199 a month back. That's really good. That's really good. It's selling for like what, 400. Like seriously, I was actually checking that out just now. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, people are selling for like 500 for 36, and it's selling. But I do hope that you actually get your order, because I'm very sure a lot of people are going to cancel the order. So just watch out for that. But yeah, if you do have loose packs, I would open it. It's fun to open. Like I said, we're in this hobby because we like opening cards, and because it's fun to open, grade them. It's, if the quality looks good, looks like a 10, grade it, get it, sell it. You'll most likely make a lot of your money back if you're the first few people to grade it on the market. So yeah, definitely, it's going to be a crazy market. I'm going to observe and watch this market very, very closely. I think on the 17th, there are also the traditional Chinese set that is released, the simplified Chinese set that is going to be released, as well as Prismatic Evolution. So January is going to be super, super busy. Christopher, I just bought this Umbreon SAR after watching this video. I didn't want to buy one from Evolving Skies or EV Hero. I didn't buy the one from Evolving Skies or EV Heroes. It is cheaper. All I wanted expensive. All I want, I think it says, oops, it's kind of in the way, couldn't see the full message. Always want to buy an expensive Umbreon. I think Umbreon will do very well. I mean, even though it's printed to the ground, there's a lot of them around, but people just love it, and as much as it sounds crazy, there's a lot of collectors that likes to collect 100 copies of PSA 10. I mean, the last time I collected 100 copies of PSA 10 Alteria, everyone was really pissed off on the internet, saying you don't need that much. But that's the way how some collector collects. They like to flex. They like to collect a lot of them. And that's the reason why pop report sometimes doesn't make sense, because people just likes to collect like a shit ton of the same card in PSA 10. So yeah, Christopher, the Umbreon SAR, do you need to know that single cards, they can fluctuate a lot more. But if you really like that card, it doesn't matter, to be very honest. I mean, there are some cards that I've bought at super expensive price. It dropped back down, but you know, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, yeah, because I like that card. So that's something that you can consider. Yeah, I mean, yeah, here. So what else was I going to show you guys? Yeah, Hidden Fates. Hidden Fates is definitely going to be a set that I am not selling at this point. I think Hidden Fates is about to pop up. You know, it's been stagnant for a very long time, and I think that Hidden Fates is going to be the next set that will start to pop up in price. And these special sets are these specialty sets are very interesting. The first specialty sets I collected was Generations. So Generation was the 20th anniversary box. This was when I was really young. I was, you know, just got back into collecting, investing Pokemon cards. And, you know, I bought a case, 10 boxes, opened 5, kept 5 sealed. And I was like, man, you know, that sucked. It actually didn't move up in price for 4 years. And then when it did, it went from $100 at ETB to around $200 ETB. And that's pretty much it. And then during the COVID, I was like, yes, Generation is going to go up. Yeah, it went up to $400. And, you know, while everything else went up, it stayed at 400. Where when Evolutions went to 1,000, it was still at 400. And look at it now. It jumped up again. It's selling for around $700 to $800 per ETB. So what that tells me is that you have to be very patient when you're holding on to specialty sets. And this includes 151 and Prismatic Evolution. It just takes a lot more time for it to go up. Because, you know, the people who grew up with it, you know, they might come back into the hobby. You know, they will be looking for certain cards. Or they just want to collect all the Elite Trainer boxes, for example. So I think that Hidden Fates is due for another spike. Same with things such as Shining Fates. No, not Shining Fates, sorry. Shining Legends. And yeah, we're going to see those go. Yeah, Champion's Path. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Champion's Path. What I believe is that we're going to get another Charizard hype. And when we get a Charizard hype, Champion's Path is the first set that will, I mean, definitely go up. And to be very honest, I'm sitting on a lot of Champion's Path Elite Trainer box. I want it to go up, but it's just hovering at $100. I mean, I got them at wholesale, which is like with $30 each, but still, you know, I refuse to sell a lot of my Champion's Path because I do think that there is a huge potential, and because it's one set that is so meaningful to me. You know, that's why a lot of you guys are called the Dragnall gang, because the only thing I open in Champion's Path is like freaking Dragnall. So yeah. So yeah, is there a Champion's Path there? Then there's 100 USD ETB a year. Yeah, the box is really nice. The box is really nice, the color and everything. But yeah. Oh, here's the thing. Shining Fates is dead set. I think Shining Fates is quite dead. Except for the Charizard. I mean, you can get some single cards that are still good, but the Fates sets are really dead because it's I think people got tired of it. I mean, the original Hidden Fates was really good because people thought it was new, it was cool, it's unique, it's iconic. They released Shining Fates, less iconic, and then they did it again with Paldean Fates. Yes, you can say there's a bubble meal, but you know, these sort of stuff. But still, I think that there are just so many sets that people will have their attention on. That Shining Fates won't be one of them. And the way how people collect and the way how people get information nowadays is very different from back before COVID. Nowadays people watch YouTube videos. That's the only thing they watch actually. So any sets, the popular sets will continue to grow even more popular, and the less popular sets will be forgotten. I mean, when was the last time you heard a YouTuber or anything talks about even XY era stuff? Did anyone talk about Steam Siege? Did anyone talk about Fates Collide? It's just not part of it. It's just no longer relevant, and that's the danger in investing in modern Pokemon cards sometimes. And I think that I have that issue too. Some of my higher end cards, I feel like it's very difficult to sell them, or some very unique item is very difficult to sell them. If I send it off auction, sometimes it does really well, sometimes it does really shit because there's no attention on it. And that's why back then, I'm not sure if you guys have watched SM Pratt. Before he auctions off his university magic card or something like that, he would always make a video to talk about it. So people will look for that card and then he would put it on auction. So I think another thing is that with Pokemon, the more higher end you are, it becomes more of a art piece. And it is much more difficult for you to sell a lot of the card. So in the space of investing, I think anything that is popular and has a lot of people talking about it, it's a good time to sell. So that's that. Let's see what else we have. One of the coolest ETB design. Yep, I think Evolution ETB is amazing with the Charizard and Blastoise. I think, yep, red and blue, harder to chase. Does Japanese sets ever go up or does English mostly? Japanese is a little easier to get. Looking into Japanese instead. So Bobby, Japanese cards do go up, and when they go up, they can be very, 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 very crazy. But at the same time, it can drop very, very horribly as well. But here's the thing: throughout the whole Scarlet and Violet era, the Japanese Pokemon card hasn't gone up much. It stayed really, really low. That's why I'm very, very reluctant to buy in to Battle Partner at the current price. I just don't think it makes sense. The last set that was super expensive was Ruler of the Black Flame, which is Obsidian Flame in Japanese. At pre-order, I actually bought the pre-order price of, let me just put it in the calculator. I spent $130 on one Japanese booster box, and it just kept on dropping and dropping and dropping. So I'm not gonna buy anything, like that anymore. So I'm really concerned about buying things way above MSRP for Japanese sets. So yeah, be cautious in that. Is it okay to pass on Prismatic Evolution? Yes, it is. So Abby, I'm gonna tell you a secret that I actually haven't told people. I actually don't like evolutions. I collect Pikachu. Okay, I don't actually collect evolutions. That's why I have tons of Evolving Skies booster box, because I didn't open any of them, because I'm not a fan of evolutions. I know it's going to be popular. I know it will do well. That's why I invest in them. But yeah, here's the thing. If you don't like Eevee, if you haven't bought it already at a lower price, don't buy it. Buy the set you like. Buy the cards you like. Good luck on your journey in, 2025 is going to be crazy. I'm passing on Battle Partners. Also, 80 USD is crazy. Yes, I'm skipping that set. I mean, I've got them in my, I've got them from the Pokemon Center with the Iono. And maybe I'll get another 6 booster boxes for opening for, the Patreon week, monthly send out, these sort of stuff. That's pretty much it. Do you think it's worth buying a case of Japanese 151? That's a very good question. 151, I think you can still buy. I think, it is worth buying. Terrestrial Festival, I don't like it. I think that it's going to get reprinted. So 151, I would buy it, but not Terrestrial Festival, especially these 2 weeks. I think that if you are to buy Terrestrial Festival, wait until the hype of Prismatic Evolution is gone first. A lot of Western US, these kind of Western side of the world, they're buying Terrestrial Festival because they know that they can't get Prismatic Evolution. So I wouldn't buy Terrestrial Festival right now. With the recent pump in Scholar, Sword and Shield, booster box set stick or will... here's the thing. Booster box usually will stick. Single cards usually doesn't. Because here's the thing. If it retrace, it's just going to be like a 10%, if anything. 10, 15%, that's pretty much it. But we're not going to see it crash right back down because there is just so little supply in relative to the demand. So, I think that would I buy into Sword and Shield booster box right now? No. But would I hold on to it? Yes. And I think that's the mentality of a lot of people. A lot of investor or flippers, they're not going to buy Sword and Shield booster box right now. Who in the right mind is going to buy a $1,500 Evolving Skies booster box thinking that, hey, I'm going to wait, 3 years and flip that for $3,000 or something like that. It's people don't invest in those. Well, not normal people. So that's why I don't think the price is justified, and I don't think that the people who are buying into these, they're not those people who are flippers. So the price is less volatile. It's less likely to drop. Okay. If so, what is the price range still worth investing in? I think that Terrestrial Festival, if it hits back down to around 65 US dollar, 65, 70 US dollar, I would buy it. But not at 80, not at 90, not right now at least. But it's hard for me to pinpoint a price range, but it's just that I'm looking at the price based on the market situation, the market mentality right now. I just don't think that, I think that will come back down a little. Which of the other Japanese sets from Scarlet and Violet era, except 151, Terrestrial Festival, our upcoming set will be a good investment? Now, Formula One, I think that Shining Treasure EX is a good investment because this is so cheap. You can still get it at around 40 US dollar booster box, 40, 45. And it actually contains, the pull rates is shit, but it actually contains some very nice card. The Charizard, the Bubble Mew, these sort of stuff. So that's that. Super Electric Charge Breaker, buy it at 50 US dollar. Japan has been pumping out Super Electric Breaker, almost every single day. 50 US dollar, I would buy it. The other day I actually bought 2 cases and I was going to resell it, but then I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold on to it, and I think that Super Electric Charge Breaker will do quite well. And even if Surging Sparks gets reprinted, yeah. And to be very honest, Brian from PokeNE is also promoting how a lot of stores should start selling Japanese cards and things, or these sort of stuff. And those influencers will have an effect on the market. And I think that if you can get it at $50, get it. Because I think that the price is going to go up. Because a lot of stores will be thinking, hey, I need to make money. I can't get English products, and therefore I'll get Japanese products, Chinese products. And so the demand of Japanese cards will definitely go up again. Christopher, I bought another PSA 10 Umbreon card. The pull rate of it. If you are buying the Prismatic Evolution one, I would hold on to it. But we'll have to see. I personally hate buying a PSA 10 at release because I know the price is going to drop. But if it was another Umbreon, like another Umbreon, or even the Japanese Umbreon, I think it's okay. I think the Japanese Umbreon is what, selling for $400 PSA 10, something along that line. So that's that. Anyways, so yeah, so that's pretty much it for this live. But what I really want to tell you guys is that Prismatic Evolution won't be coming down anytime soon. If you find it comfortable at buying at what, like 12, 13, 14, or even $15 a booster pack, buy it. Because if pull rates are as bad as it says, single cards are going to be very, very expensive. And the gambler in a lot of Pokemon collectors are going to come out and they're going to gamble and they're going to rip a lot of these packs open because they know that if they only pull one Umbreon, the price could be justified. So, yeah. What do I think about Crimson Haze? I can't remember off the top of my head what is in Crimson Haze. But if anything, if you are to invest in Japanese booster box, I would suggest looking into Japanese illustrated rare cards, AR cards, because I think that you might be better off buying those, grading those for those. The Greninja one. I would just buy the Greninja, to be honest. Yeah, I would just buy the single cards, because I still think that there's going to be a lot. Yeah, I think that you will have a better profit gain by buying the Greninja and flipping it than Crimson Haze. Do you think we will have another chance to buy sealed cases of Prismatic ETB? Sealed cases? I don't think so. You might get 1 or 2 box. That's it, but not sealed case for sure. So, yeah. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am going to sleep, and it's going to be a busy month, so you will be seeing me a lot more. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. This is Collect Pokemon. Good night.